You are tuned in to your dose of positivity. I am Marlene Motivates, and shout out to all my channel members. To gain further support, join my channel membership. I am Marlene Motivates, and as I always say, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hey everybody, I am Marlene of Marlene Motivates, your channel for inspiration, positivity, and mindset shifting. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you over here as a part of the Motivators family. So those who are watching now live, welcome. And those in the replay, my replay gang, thank you so much for being here. Leave me a comment in the comment section below about today's topic. So let me go to the comment section before I get started. Let's see who we have in today. First in, we have the Word. How are you doing, Word? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support, mod and member. Hey, Realist One, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. Let's see who else we have here. If you guys could like and share it out, I really appreciate it. Hi, Miss Tracy. How are you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Thursday to everybody. Hi, Boss Life Online. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate everybody being here. I hope everybody is well. Hey, Shay Love, how are you doing, sis? It's good to see everybody. I hope all is well with everybody. Today, as you can tell by the title, what we're talking about, today we're talking about, in the dating aspect and why it's so important to know these things in advance, so you know the red flags, you know the triggers, you know what you want, so when you see certain things that you don't hesitate, you take your leave and get out of there. Okay, so we're going to be talking about you burned your bridge. There's certain things in relationships that is a no-go. There's certain things that is you should not allow. Okay, and these are the things where I call people who burn their bridges. And when you burn your bridge, you can't go back. There's not enough I'm sorry. There's not enough forgive me. There's not enough. There's certain things that is certain standards that you need to have for yourself. And why it's important to have values and to have boundaries. So when lines are crossed, you know to enforce it. The usually the problem begins with people who don't have boundaries, people who don't have values and standards. They just go by anything and allow any type of treatment. And while they may not like it, but when you don't have a system in place for yourself about what you want, what you believe, what you know that you deserve. See, we're starting off motivators knowing going into any relationship, we know our worth. We know what we deserve. We know who we are. We know the potential that is within us. So if somebody can't come to you correct the right way, then they can keep stepping. That's just how we do it over here, right? It's only those that can be around us that are capable, worthy, deserving. They know their own worth and they have good things going on for themselves. So, very important before you even start off being in a relationship with somebody, you have your own personal inner strength. And I can say from my own experience, I learned this myself going into a relationship, not having boundaries, just allowing anything, and thinking that something was wrong with me. I felt like it was my issue. It had to be my problem. I never thought it was another person. And that's because I always was the type of individual that always saw the best in other people, but I could never see the negative. I could never see the toxicity, and that's not a good thing. We do have to know that no relationship is going to be perfect, but also you don't have to take everything that is put out there in the atmosphere. Know that you deserve to have a great relationship. Know that you deserve to have all of these things. So let me go to the comment section one more time before we get started. We have Lynn's life lessons. How are you doing, Lynn? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Thursday to you. Hi, Miss Deborah. Welcome in. I hope everybody is well. Hit the like, everybody. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, everybody, let's do this. Of course, I love participation in the comment section. So please put some of the things that are your things on your list. What are some of the things that people will do in dating that will say you burn your bridge and you can't come back? Okay. So let's start off with this one. So boundaries are so important because boundaries protects us from disrespecting ourselves. I'll say it again. Boundaries protect us from disrespecting ourselves, because if we don't respect ourselves, we'll just fall for anything. We'll let people treat us any type of way. We will be a doormat for other people to trample on and use us. And we're not doing that. And I have to say that unfortunately, sometimes we have to get trampled on. We have to be used. We have to get manipulated to say, not me, not ever again. Know your worth, everybody. Set boundaries, and boundaries are so important, not only for you, but also for other people, because they know where they stand. They know what you expect. So they know, if you cross this line, you have burned your bridge and you cannot come back. Goodbye forever. Lose my number. You're blocked, all of it. It's over. All right, let's get into point number one. Number one for me for burning your bridge is you sharing private information with others. And I see it all the time. It's mainly from the, you know, women doing it, sharing personal, private information about your romantic relationship with family members, with friends, with other people. That's a no go, no bueno. Mm-mm. You don't do it. Don't do that. I see it happening so often, sharing personal, private relationship issues and problems about the person that you're with. You don't do that. If you're having an issue in your relationship, you need to work on that together. Don't involve your friends, don't involve your relatives, don't involve other people in your business. When you do that, you cause other friends, family members, whoever to not respect that individual anymore because of what you have told them. So be very careful about what you choose to share. You have to learn to keep your personal, private, romantic business within your relationship. And that's for anybody who needs to hear whether a person is married or a person is dating. You just don't do it. Now, I don't mean if somebody is boxing you up, beating you up, being abusive to you. No, that's not the time to keep silent. But I mean, for the most part, every person in a relationship is going to have issues. There will be problems, but try to work it out with the person that you're with before you jump and go and tell everybody, hey, you know what happened? You know what they're doing? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. And you cause them to have some sort of looking at that person like side eye whenever they show up to something, hating that person. We don't do that. We have conversations, we communicate with the person that we're in a relationship with. And you sharing your private information is allowing other people into your business before you give the other person the opportunity to work on the issues. We don't do that. We don't do that. We need to do so much better. Okay. Hey, Raymond Tacular Forever. Welcome in. So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Yes, Lynn. Yes, we got to set some boundaries. You have to set boundaries. It's so important. I didn't understand how important boundaries were until I got out of a very toxic relationship. And then I was able to know for myself that, okay, what did they do, but also what did I do? And what I didn't do, I did not start the relationship off with boundaries, letting that other person know what I disliked and what I also liked. That's very important. It's very important to do that. Yes, boundaries are, yes, it's needed to protect yourself. It definitely is. Okay. Boss Life Online says, so true. I don't need to know the info about a relationship you are in unless he is beating you up. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know, want to know about what's going on in the relationship. I don't want to know about your bedroom chronicles. You keep those issues with your relationship. And I believe that if more people would speak up and say things like that, go back and work it out with the person that you're with. I don't want to hear about it. Work on your marriage, work on your relationship. If more people were that sort of loyal to other people, tell them to go talk with it with your boyfriend, go talk about it with your girlfriend, go talk about it with your wife or your husband, instead of saying, oh, this is what you should do, because you are not in the relationship. You don't know what that person has done. You don't know that the person who is venting to you could be the person in the wrong. Yeah, that person, the person, your most wonderful sister or brother or cousin or best friend, could be the person who is making the issue and then complaining once the other person has called them out on it. So be careful about talking about those things. Okay, let's get to point number 2. And these are just my list. I know that there's many, many other things, reasons why a person could have their bridge burned in dating or in a marriage. Okay, so let's start with number 2. Okay, you burn your bridge being disrespectful or embarrassing to make yourself look better. You know how it goes. When you go around the friends, other people, family members, or on the phone, oh, yeah, telling personal information, embarrassing them in front of other people, being disrespectful. There's one thing that you just don't do, men or women. Do not disrespect the person that you're with, especially to another person, to another individual. Don't be disrespectful. Don't do that. And some people think it's funny, like it's a joke. Oh yeah, they do this, or they're this and they're lazy and they this and they that. And then when they're with the person that they're in the relationship with, they're not calling them out on it. They're not talking about it, but they got a lot to say to other people. So work on your communication skills as well, motivators. It takes two people to communicate. You say what you have to say, the other person says what they have to say, but you both should be working on active listening. Now, it's a whole different story if you have tried to communicate certain things and that person won't make changes. They don't care, and all of those things. That's a whole completely different issue in itself. But I mean, going in with the intent to put down the person you're with or disrespect the person that you're with in front of other people to make yourself look good, like, oh yeah, I run things, I do this, I do that, they don't do nothing, they don't have this and whatever, and divulging certain things. Don't do it. It's the ruination of a relationship. It really will. It really will. Hey, African Dreaming. That's a very fair and balanced approach to that type of situation, Marlene. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. How you doing, African Dreaming? Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your support. If you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Yes, realist one. Yes, 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 Lynn. That's one of the things that I don't like. It doesn't matter to me if it's a woman or it's a man. It goes both ways. Respect is earned. You can't be disrespectful to a man, and a woman shouldn't be disrespectful as well. Both sides need to be communicating. Both sides need to be active listening. Both sides need to do the communication, and be respectful, and keep your personal business in your relationship private. It's not supposed to go any further than the two of you. And all of these things that I'm saying it because I'm talking about people who are mature. Now, the issue may be two people that get together that aren't mature. And you may need to do some growing in yourself, checking yourself, like, okay, maybe I need to stop, talking about our private business. I need to keep my personal business at home. I need to work on my own communication skills. I need to be better. But don't do these things to the person that you're with. It really lessens the amount of respect that they have for you. And then eventually you're just going to drift apart and not want to be together, because once a person starts disrespecting one another, it's like little by little, it chips away at the relationship until the relationship completely disbands. Okay. And that's not what we want. We want to keep a healthy and happy relationship. That's what we want. But can't. I'm often in the bushes listening as I can, but can't always come in the chat. Also, it's all good. I know about the time difference, African Dreaming. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Realist. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's go back to my next point. We're on point number 3. Now we're talking about relationship in the dating. Dating means that, okay, this is a person that I'm seeing to know if this is a person that I want to settle down and have a committed relationship or marriage with. Okay, a long-term committed relationship or a marriage. Okay, and if you see these red flags, please don't be like a lot of people that I know of, thinking that once we say I do, that they will change. They're going to change because we got married. No, It's not going to get better just because you get married. It's not going to get better just because you bring a child into this world together. Those things are, you got to have certain things in place already before it will get better. You have to have two people seeking to improve in the relationship. And like I said, it takes two people who are mature and willing to work on the relationship. And sometimes, unfortunately, one or both is not willing to work on the relationship. Okay. And this is a big part of a good, healthy relationship, because all of this is being said. We're talking about healthy relationships. In toxic relationships, there's the silent treatment. There's days, weeks, months without communication or poor communication, disrespectful communication. There should never be talking to one another with profanity, in rage, screaming, disrespect. You don't do that. That's not communication. Yelling is not communication. Berating the other is not a good communication. And I can say for myself, honestly, growing up, how I grew up and the things that I saw a lot of disrespect, poking jabs at the other, making fun of the other, disrespecting people in front of the other. And I said, that's something that I never would want. And the only reason I can say these things is because I worked on myself. You know, when you see a relationship doesn't work out, you have to say, okay, they did that, but also what did I do? You have to be grown enough to step into those shoes and accept that. I'm not perfect. I don't always do the right thing. And what did I do to cause that relationship to end? Let's be honest with ourselves. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, who are you going to be honest with? Other people aren't going to sugarcoat it. Other people aren't going to put up with it. You got to know yourself, and you got to know what you need to do and work on it. Okay. So we're not doing poor to no communication. We're not doing the silent treatment. We're not doing no assumptions, assuming we know what the other person is thinking. No, we're going to be grown, mature adults and communicate. This is what I'm thinking. Hey, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm perceiving. Am I right? If I'm not, let me know. We don't do assumptions. We don't think we know what a person thinks, because you don't know what a person is thinking. You don't know what a person is dealing with and going through. It doesn't matter how long you are in a relationship with somebody. You don't know what's going on in that person's mind. You really don't. So we're not going to do that. We're going to communicate because we're adults. We're grown and we are mature. Okay. And we're responsible. We're motivated people and we want healthy relationships. Hi, puzzle pieces. How are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you. Appreciate your support. Got a member and a mod in the house. Thank you so much, puzzle pieces. Let's get to point number 4, everybody. This is a big one. Now, I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I done told a few lies. I definitely have. I think everybody tells lies, but I think the issue is when a person lies so much that you can't trust them. Lying causes trust issues. If you lie about this, then what else are you lying at? Was this what? You can't decipher. Okay, which one is the truth? Which one is a lie? I don't know. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to say, I know if they say this, then that's what it is. And it starts off with little tiny things, and then you got to cover up the little tiny things with even bigger lies and even bigger lies, and then you don't remember the lie that you told, so you got to tell another lie, and it becomes a whole mess. You don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that you can't trust. So if a person has an issue with that, they got to do some self-reflection. I know for myself, I had to do some self-reflection and get to the root of why was I lying? Why wasn't I telling the truth? And I know for me, it's because I didn't trust myself. It's because I had some trust issues in the past. And also because I didn't trust the person that I was with. It's a lot of reasons, and you have to know the reasons. You got to be accountable for yourself, and you got to be willing to work on yourself just like that person too. But for me, that lying thing, mm-mm. Now that I've worked on myself, I can't do it anymore. Got to do better. Got to be better. Okay, everybody. Point number 5. You burned your bridge. Here's another bridge: cheating. Now, that can be many things. Cheating can be because there's not just one form of cheating that we think about, the sexual cheating, cheating on you with another person. There's emotional cheating, okay? You know, giving somebody, telling somebody your deepest and your darkest thoughts. Emotional cheating, that's a form of cheating. There's the, cheating, saying certain private things, telling, having that sort of connection. So be careful, okay? Because I will say that sometimes you don't even mean to. You start getting close to somebody, especially somebody of the opposite sex, somebody that you find to be attractive. Next thing you start telling them certain things. The next thing you're calling each other, then you start hanging out. Next thing it went from emotional cheating to the sexual cheating. So be careful with that. But that's a big way to burn your bridge. I know it's going to be different for everybody. Some people think that you say that they can forgive cheating. I'm not one of them. Mm-mm. Once you have stepped out, it's just a matter of time before you do it again and again and again. And your girl is not a doormat. I don't believe in it. But to each his or her own. You have to know yourself and know what you want, motivators. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just giving you a guideline to let you know that think about that. If somebody will disrespect you and cheat on you, what else have they done? Most of the time, the cheating is just one thing that comes out. What else have they done as well? Think about those things. See, let's go to the comment section. Okay, you guys are talking to one another. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let's get to point number 6, everybody. Point number 6. I'm about to put the link in the chat for either Geo or puzzle pieces or both. Whoever, if you guys want to, if you don't, it's cool. And I'll just end it after my next point. So point number 6, no personal responsibility. That means a person who does not have accountability for what they do. Everything that they do wrong, they always find a way to put it back on you. They blame. They always are pointing the finger. It's you. It's this person. It's my mom. It's my auntie. It's my cousin. No accountability. And that is not good. That's a very bad sign that a person is not mature. A person has not grown up. A person doesn't know who they are. And they got some growing to do as a human being, as a woman, or as a man. So that's not good, because this becomes a big issue if a person cannot admit when they're wrong. They're not willing to make any changes. They never see that they do anything wrong. They're always right in everything, and nobody can be right in everything. Nobody can be right in everything. You have to know how to apologize. You have to know how to say, I'm sorry. I hurt your feelings. Sorry, I didn't support you. Sorry, whatever it is, and then make some changes. But a person who has no personal responsibility, no accountability for their wrongs, for the things that they do, they always are blaming. And I find too that people who burn their bridge in this aspect are usually individuals that are very lazy. They're very lazy. They just like to lounge around. They want to be taken care of. I like to call it the soft life. They want to live that soft life, right? They want to be taken care of and all of those things, but they don't do anything to deserve that. That's not good. So every person has to assume personal responsibility for themselves as a grown woman or as a grown man. Nobody gets a pass. I'm not saying this because I'm a woman and women get passes. No, on both sides, women and men need to be accountable for themselves, for their actions. They need to be talking about their expectations. You need to communicate. You need to say when a person cross the line, hurt your feelings. We're not the ones that just keep pushing things to the back. And I don't want to talk about it. That made me feel uncomfortable. That made me feel sad. No. In a healthy relationship, we communicate our wants, our needs, our disappointments, everything that is happening. We don't want it to get to the point where it's so much that has happened in the relationship that you can't even talk about. It's too much. It's unfixable. Okay. We don't want to get to that point, because that is the end. That's the end. That's the end. And we don't want to be at the end, especially if you really care for somebody. If you really like somebody, you should be willing to put in the work to make it happen, and willing to make the person that you're with happy. I can say for myself, honestly, sometimes some things, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'll be honest, as a woman, sometimes I don't understand the things that men want. It doesn't make sense to me. And I'm sure the same thing goes on the other side. I'm sure men say the same thing. They don't understand the reason why. Why is that important? Why does that matter to you? But if you have a person that you really care about, a person that you really love, you should be willing that, even though I don't understand it, even though it don't make no sense to me, if it matters to the person that I'm with, it should matter to me. That takes a fully grown person to come to that realization that it's not about me. It's not about everything that I want. That, yes, it's important that I do get my needs met in the relationship, but also, is the person that I'm with, are they happy? Am I doing things to make them happy as well? See, we don't do one-sided relationships. We are healthy over here. We're motivated to successful, happy, healthy relationships. We are good communicators. We talk about how we feel, and we work on ourselves. And if you can't have somebody that is willing to be accountable for what they've done, what they are doing, you got to go. Hey, Miss Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Thursday to you. Got a mod on deck. Really appreciate it. And now I'm going to put the invite link in here for, I feel like everybody who is in here could be anybody who could hit the panel today. Not if you're crazy, because I'm not putting no new people up here today. But if I've seen you here on this chat before, you're welcome to pop up and share your thoughts. What do you think to add to this discussion? Because I'm here on the 7th and the final point. Okay. Point number 7. Point number 7. No personal growth. If you are in a relationship, I will say it again. If you are in a relationship and there is no personal growth with that person, from the time you have met them until whatever time you are at now, they haven't learned nothing. They haven't grown. They're still complaining about the same thing. They're still doing the same thing. And it's the same aggravating results. No personal growth, no accountability, no nothing. They burned their bridge. Because when that person is not growing in a relationship, you don't grow in the relationship. When one person is actively, okay, I'm working on myself, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm taking care of my health, I'm taking care of my finances, I got this business going, I'm doing this, but you should always be growing in the relationship. And if you are not growing in the relationship, if they are not growing in the relationship, it got to end. You got to go. You got to go. Because if you are not growing, they are not growing, that means it's not a good relationship. And unfortunately, it's really hard to say that, but you could care for a person all day. But if that person does not care enough to make some changes, to make not only themselves happy, but to make you happy, that's not the right person for you. A person who really cares about you will be willing to make changes to make you happy. That's a healthy relationship. It shouldn't be all about what you personally want. It should be, I do this because it makes the person that I'm with happy. I like to see a smile on their face. I think that's important. We got Geo here. Let's welcome her to the show.
Hey everybody, it's Gio.
Hi,
How you
Geo.
doing, Marlene?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for hitting the panel. Your thoughts, Miss
Well,
Mine.
I burning bridges. I particularly don't like to burn bridges when I'm exiting a relationship, exing. Okay, uh, but there is one person in my life that I feel burned a lot of bridges, uh, stepped over a lot of boundaries,
Mhm.
uh, really hurt. Well, I'll just say this: there's just left no trust. Was one person in my life, and I really thought that we were going to get married and all of this here stuff. And what happened was he asked me to use my car because we always kind of trade cars.
Mhm.
And it seems like he did not come home when he said that he was. Okay. And the moment that something happened, it woke me up in my bed. And I was keeping my grandson that night. And I thought it was my grandson waking me up, kind of because he sleeps so bad when he was a kid. Okay.
Mhm.
But it was, I guess, intuition or something. And I woke straight up and I went, oh man. So in about the next 4 or 5 hours, a knock at the door and it was him. And he said he had wrecked my car.
Oh my God.
I was livid. Okay.
Ooh.
Because where he was, he shouldn't have been.
Mm.
And if he would have brought his butt home like he was supposed to, you know, this wouldn't have happened. All right.
Mhm.
So that just broke all trust, all everything. And even though, I tried to even though he went and he, got me another car and all this kind of stuff because he had money, and stuff, but that still did not fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Because of the trust issues.
right, it just broke everything. So now that was back in there. So we did finally break up because I just couldn't deal with it. Okay, because he wasn't about to get my new car. You know what I'm saying?
Like you got it the first time, you can't do it again.
Right, and so as the years went on and we separated and I went my way and he went his way, down the line, maybe about 15 years later, we ran into each other and he was so glad to see me and I was glad to see him. But the first thing popped up in my mind was, you wrecked my car. It was like,
You still didn't get over it, huh?
and still haven't,
Mm.
because he shouldn't have been where he was. Not that he was cheating or anything like that. I just don't want to tell a man business, okay?
Yeah.
But if he had not have, if he just, I just the other day he called me, okay? This was
Mm.
just a couple of days ago because we kind of remain friends. But when he get to flirting and stuff like that with me, I just get turned off. Only thing I could think of is, you wrecked my car. You know,
Did you tell him that? That's still an issue for you?
every now I try to tell him, but he'll say, "Oh, that happened so long ago." But to me, give him another chance. He ain't gonna wreck nothing up in my life, really. Okay, if he wrecked my car, he wrecked my whole life too, because I
Mm.
really was crazy about him. And like
Mhm.
I said, I thought we was gonna get married. So I don't think it's really just about the car. I think it's
Mhm.
about it all.
Yeah. It's about the broken dreams as well.
Yes. And you know, as long as he don't try to flirt with me or anything like that, or mention us, we could have been this, we could have been that, I'm okay. But as soon as he start talking about, other stuff he acting like he's trying to get back with me, I just think about, baby, you wrecked my car,
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know.
you feel like that's the end of that.
And
Like,
that's why I
well,
know that I would never get back with him, ever.
no. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to. Mm-mm. My issue when I was dating somebody for a while, and I found that the issue was, how do I say it without divulging? Okay, so the issue was we would talk about something, right? And next thing I would hear his sister or somebody else in the family talking about our issues. Oh, you should do this and you should do that, like opposite of what I had said. So that means that he went and he told his family our personal issue, and that's
That's a big no.
yeah, that's I was like, we're not even like, how do I say it? We were serious, but not very serious. Like I had liked him a lot, but then when I found that out, it was, I don't know. I felt like it just washed away everything I felt about. I was like, I thought
I
I liked
know.
you, but I don't like you no more.
I know.
I'm done. You gotta
I
go.
know. But I think the next time he calls me, I think I am going to just say it. Even though I did say it kind of in the beginning, but like we still been kind of talking to one another for like about 15 years now. But like I said, I know I ain't gonna give it back with him. But I don't know why that little piece, you know what I'm saying, keeps coming up. I think I probably really need to just tell him. Look, I'm not getting back with you because you wrecked my car and don't be calling me no mo.
Yeah. Or you have to say, or it could be Geo too. The issue that you may have too may be that you have never forgiven him.
Probably. And
Mhm.
you know how hard that is for me. You do
Yes.
something that bad to Gio, I have to pray on it. And I don't think it's really about the car. I think it because we would have made the perfect, I'm not gonna say the perfect, but a great power couple.
Mhm.
Because believe it or not, he was into what I was into, and we were good at it together. You know what I'm saying? And we had a lot of dreams and hopes and just a lot of things that we did really well that brought in the income.
Right.
And then when all of that happened, it just like you said, it just kind of washed it all away. And maybe I'm just kind of upset because every time I talk to him, it reminds me of what we could have been.
Right. Yep. I feel it. I can understand it, Gio.
But all
Um,
I think about is you wrecked my car. I guess I don't want to go underneath it
no, you don't want to go underneath, but there's something underneath that pain.
because underneath it means that I got to face that and maybe got to talk to him about it. And I don't really want to because it's like happened so long ago. It's not even worth it to me. But it must be if I keep,
Right.
saying that to myself. But and one other thing, hey Nexie, but
Right
one other thing
now.
I want to say, and then I'm gonna be quiet, is personal growth. Now,
Mhm.
child, let me tell you, I don't like it when I'm sitting over here working on the relationship and you ain't doing nothing. That
Mhm.
is one boring relationship to me.
Yes.
And when I find out that you ain't trying to work on nothing and I'm in this relationship by myself, I'm gone. I've done that a lot.
Mhm.
I'm like, and especially after recovery,
Yeah.
especially after I didn't sit in that chair with my therapist for 5 long years, crying my butt off, doing the work that I don't want to do, but doing it because I want to get better. And I'm
Mhm.
with you, and you can't even make a change,
Mhm.
not even a little bitty one. You got to go. I'm gone.
I know.
I
I know.
won't stay because it's a boring relationship. Nothing changes. But
Yep.
if you don't have enough nerve to leave, then you're going to be sit there and you're going to be miserable. You're going to have this deep sinking depression feeling in your stomach, asking yourself, what's wrong? The reason I
Yep.
know, because I did it.
Yep.
But
I
today,
know.
you can't get Gio to do that. Bye.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you said that, Gio, because that's one of my big things that I think a lot of people, they're so afraid to speak up and to say, I'm not happy in this relationship. I'm not growing. They're
Right.
not what I want. Sometimes you outgrow the relationship, or you mature and come to the realization that this person is not what I wanted. Mhm. So
Right.
let's welcome Miss Nexie. How are you doing?
Hello, Marlene. Hi, Gio.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello,
Nancy.
chat.
Yes,
How are you
welcome.
doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I was looking at the um relationships that I've had throughout the years, right?
Mhm.
And how tolerant I've been with certain people, and I'm not talking about romantic relationships right now. I'm talking about friendships. You know
Right.
what you call a good friend, maybe not a best friend, but a good friend.
Mhm.
And how tolerant I've been with certain people, but there is a point and where you just wait. Like when you're working on yourself, it's different, right? You start seeing the rights and wrongs because somebody's pointing them out to you.
Right.
Somebody's actually calling you out and say, okay, so what do you think about this? So what are you going to do about it, right? But when you're out of therapy, it's on you. Nobody's there telling you
Yeah.
what kind of wrong relationships you're having or continue to have. So um once I started, like, I did that work on myself, I started seeing a pattern of certain friendships,
Mhm.
right? Okay, you come around just because in a month or so it's your birthday, so you're calling me every
Um,
other day because in a month from now your
You
birthday's coming up.
you want a gift.
Yeah, exactly. So I started looking at those patterns, and the minute I worked on myself and I was able to see clearly, and I mean work on myself besides outside of my therapist, just on myself, I started seeing
Mhm.
those things, and I started like dropping it like it was hot. Bye, bye. Oh, it's your
Yeah.
birthday next month. Oh,
Oh, block,
you have a birthday
block,
party. Good
block,
luck
block.
with that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
Mm, mm.
Because you start seeing the way people use you, the way people try to sometimes belittle you, or sometimes just hypocritical friendships when they're giving you one face and
Mhm.
they're talking about you when the minute you turn around. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So you have to you become more aware of what to look in
Yep.
on certain relationships.
Yep. Yep. You're very aware of what to look for. And I can say when I got out of therapy, I felt like I don't know, I got very sensitized. Like I was very aware of people around me. I was very more aware of people's negative energy and be like, "Ugh, I see you coming a mile away, but like stay away from me."
Bye.
Yeah. Your
And
thoughts?
thus,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Maggie.
I was gonna say your thoughts, Gio.
Uh, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. Uh, I
Okay.
uh, I just, like I said, it's not a good thing to burn bridges, and especially if you are within the relationship with someone. See, that's another thing that I have problems with, and this is just me. I'm talking about is telling people like, most people want to know about your parents. They want to know about where you went to school, blah, blah, blah. When it's for me, it's like, I don't want to tell you none of that
Mm-hmm.
because what if we break up?
How is that your business to begin with, Gio? I'm like,
That
what,
part.
what? What is that? Why is that your business?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you're the relationship is getting serious.
Don't matter. You don't need to know where I came, where I
You
live,
know,
what
I
school I
don't be
went.
want to talk about none of that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You
Um,
know, and I don't know, you know, if well, one guy said, "Well, if you got something to hide," I said, "No." I say, "But you ain't gonna have nothing to tell."
no, I always say I don't have nothing to hide, but you ain't got nothing to get.
I'm like,
Get
you
nothing.
know, when you break up with people, they they act crazy, and then they'll go and tell us she wasn't this, and did you know this happened to her, and that and that. I don't know.
Mhm. I think that's one of the it's very difficult to when you if you have a relationship and the relationship turns sour and you have somebody that doesn't go and divulge your personal private business, then you
Mhm.
were in a very good relationship. That's usually the biggest issue because the first thing they'll do, oh, did you know they do this? Do you know this happened to them and this happened and this and you know this about their family and oh man. I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I'm very careful now about what I tell about my personal family issues and all of that to other people. And especially here on social media, I'm very careful about protecting my relatives' personal and private business. So that's why I don't personally talk about my personal issues on my social media because I think it's important to keep your private stuff within your relatives. And for me, this is a business. So
Yeah,
business don't
well,
have nothing to do with your
pe-
private.
people can get crazy, especially if you break up with them, and they don't, I don't know. I just don't trust it. I'm not telling nothing, Nexie, okay?
No, and it's so true, Marlene, Gio, and Chat. We have to be very careful. We have to be guarded because how many people have gone to deep depressions, deep ends, have lost sometimes many things because they have been, trusting and giving people information that I guess they weren't supposed to. Some people even unalive themselves because everything is put on the internet, all of their business, is
Mhm.
put out in the internet by an ex friend or ex partner because it doesn't have to be a partner anymore. I've seen so many friends doing each other wrong. It's sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. I'm not giving you anything. If that's who you think I am, then cool. Keep on saying that that's who I am. But giving people too much info about you, it's not good. I mean, bad enough that a lot of people are posting it everywhere, right? But giving it to someone like too much intimate details of you can sometimes come back and bite you in the tush. So you have to be careful. Hey, I'm doing it YouTube style, okay? It can come and bite you in the tush, and we have to be careful because people are not, once there's no loyalty anymore. And you know what I mean about this, Marlene, and Gio, the loyalty that even though we weren't friends anymore, we kept all of the secrets because it was the code, right? It was
Yeah.
our that's how we grew up. But right now, there's nothing like that.
You know what they do now? Everything now is about receipts.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, so be careful because like I'll hear people, like you said, like friendships, and the friendship breaks up. Do you know they'll start putting phone call messages that you were saying to them, telling them in private, and they put that on their Facebook.
yes.
Yeah, and on Instagram and
On
also on the community tab.
Yep. Or screenshots of
Yeah.
personal information about you, where a person. I've even seen people put people's address and say go to their house or call them,
my
call their job and harass them.
Marlene, I've seen photos, and this happened to a very good friend that I made here on YouTube. It happened to her. she fell off from it was these groups, that they were being formed about certain somebody. We're not gonna name over here, but
Mhm.
there were this group being formed, and she was in one of the groups that was pro because they didn't know what was going on really. Once she found out that it was true what was happening, she removed herself from that group and told them, I'm sorry, I can't be on this group because I'm not like this. I'm not pro this. Well, the group organizer got so upset because this person left that he started posting pictures of this person that were intimate, like super sexy
Mm.
pictures on his lives.
Mm.
Yeah, and this person has a business, Marlene, and there were sexy photos of her, like posted all over the place, and it saddened me because they go down to a level of depravity that it's sickening, and they destroy lives.
Yeah, but but that shows everything about who they really are as a person. When somebody stoops to those levels, whether in friendship or relationship, it shows me that I need to stay away from that person because I'm the type of person that if the relationship didn't work out, whether friendship or romantic, I don't have anything to tell anybody about them. That was
Hmm.
between us. It was like, okay, we go our separate ways and that's the end. I don't have nothing else to say because on the same token, I expect the same thing from them.
Well,
Exactly.
that's how come you don't play in your own backyard.
And and it's true, like but this is the thing, it wasn't even like how sometimes we as friends, right? Oh, what about this outfit? What do you think? And you take a picture of your outfit and send it to that person. Like, is this nice enough? Whatever. So they were that type of pictures. Like,
Oh,
I'm going on a date. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? But they were like, is it too much? Should I put more? And so the person probably didn't think, this young person didn't think that it was gonna go down this road. So yeah, and this person has done it to so many others. So you have to be careful. Don't trust so easily. Don't trust people so easily. I am a friendly person. Yes, I am. But I don't trust easily like that.
mm-mm.
Mm.
I don't. You have to prove, and I don't mean you have to go buy me a lot of things, so you have to, you know, hop over loops to be my friend. No, but you have to prove your friendship before I can trust you. And it's not gonna be 100% because you can't nowadays. You can't. You have to be very wary, especially if you have businesses and you're a professional. You have to be very careful on
And,
who you trust.
and also you have to be very serious about, especially if you have children, to protect your children.
Oh,
People,
exactly.
people just use social media to me to hurt people.
Yes.
And what it is, I don't even like social media. Like I don't like Instagram, Facebook, X, none of it. Because
Mm-hmm.
to me, it is a means of hurting people and putting people business out there that should not be out there. And it makes you feel like you can't trust anybody because you never know when they're going to turn.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then you don't want to make no new friends because you don't know. you
Mhm.
know so it's really and in relationships as well, whether it be a romantic relationship or friendship relationship. When To me, sometimes I just ask myself, when do you really trust? How do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. For me, honestly, for me, it's going through a series that you go through a series of things together, like not just good things, happy occasions, but a person who was there in a lot of hard things too, and they were showing their support and their love. A lot of times we say our people are our friends or we love them, but they've only been there for us for happy things.
Mm-hmm.
How many struggles have you been through together? You need to be able to be through some struggles before. This is a whole nother topic, but for me personally, I hear people say, "Oh, I love this person." How do you love somebody? What have you been through together? That
Mm-hmm.
proves that, you know?
Or
That's
or Marlene.
me personally.
Oh, I'm sorry. Marlene. Also, when you have this, you make a new friendship, and it's like God is works in mysterious ways. They say, right? But you
Yeah.
Mhm.
start making this new friendship, and you're so happy because it's a new friendship. You feel it's a great one at work or whatever it is. And
Mhm.
then you get together with other people, and then they tell you, I'm so sorry, that you're going through that right now. Seriously sorry about your child. I didn't I'm so sorry. And you look at him like, oh, wait a minute, how do you know that I'm
Wow.
yeah. And then this other person, oh yeah, we were talking about kids, and then I told them, oh, it's like so and so it's going through this right now. And I'm like, okay, that ended the friendship right then and there. What I was very excited about, this great friend I was making, it reminded me again, like I'm telling you, God works in mysterious ways. I don't trust like that at work. I don't have those kind of friendships. And this time I said, you know what, maybe it's time for me to do that. And then this person shows up with something very minimal, because it wasn't even something big, it was just small. And then this other person tells me this, and I said, oop, thank you, Jesus. Thank you for
Yep.
reminding me I don't make friends
Yep.
like friendships like that at work.
Yep. And one of the things that I have to say, with that, it's very hard to trust in general anybody. It's not just in friendships and in relationships, also with your relative. It's hard to, because things keep happening, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like forgive, forgive, forgive over and over again. Like, when do you draw the line and say enough is enough, without seeming like, oh, because I feel that, it's another topic, but I do believe a lot of times that relatives expect to get a whole different treatment than other people. And I don't do that. I,
Mm.
I feel that I give everybody everybody's on the same level playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you a few times, but after I've warned you, we've talked about it, and maybe after the third time, I don't care who you are, you can't be a part of my circle anymore.
Ooh, third time, huh? One
Mhm.
time for me, Marlene.
I know, that's what I
even
said.
if you
I'm
even
too
if you're
trusting. That's my issue, because okay, the first time I will allow, sometimes for one time I will allow for miscommunication, because it could
Mm-hmm.
happen either on my side or yours. I was like, okay, I'll let that go. Another time it could be, maybe because I'm a big time management person. So say something happens, they were very late or they didn't show up, I usually just, but I say, okay, give it. But the third time it happens,
You're gone. Bye.
don't even bother to say sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry what? Yeah, do I know you? Mm-mm,
It's like,
I
I don't
don't
know
know
you. I
you.
was like, I don't. And you know how petty I am. I will completely remove your phone number from my phone. So when I was like, what is this number calling me? I really won't remember because I've deleted you.
Mm-mm-mm.
Gio, we know how that feels.
I don't know. I'm petty. It is what it is.
Right. So I just have my own set of values that I follow for myself. Uh, like I said, when I went to therapy and found out my own worth, okay,
Mhm.
and found out my own values and began to love me, I'm just not going to put up with no whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And some things I will let your butt go in a matter of 3 minutes or maybe sometimes 0 seconds. Okay. Uh, Other times you might get one chance, Nixie.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
the level of friendship, if you down there on level 8, 9, and 10, to me, you don't even get to look at me.
Not level 8.
You just don't get to look at me. You don't even get to
Mm-hmm.
ask me. You shouldn't even ask me for some water if you thirsty, because
That-
that's how much you have hurt my feelings, and that's how much you don't give a damn about me.
exactly about the friendship.
When you down there on those levels, 8, 9, and 10, that you gone out of my life.
And this
You
is
know,
why I keep Gio in my life, because she helps me to elevate, because I give people too many chances. That's my problem. I'm too, I don't know. I wouldn't even say I'm a person who's too kind, but I like to give people the benefit of the doubt.
well, remember that one person that we kept talking about, and as soon as I could, I done the deed. Block, block, block. Okay, it took Marlene a darn year, and she kept talking about this person, this person, that. I just said, okay, Marlene, when you get sick and tired of being sick and
You're
tired,
right. You are right.
you gonna do something. I said, I can't. All I could do was stand by and just watch and wait and feel hurt for you, because I already knew that person was gonna keep doing the same old thing.
See, Gio, but the whole thing is that you have to get to that position for yourself, even though you have warned me, you told me, Marlene, do this and you shouldn't do that. But I had to be in that position to be ready and see it for myself.
Yeah, and so Marlene has told me too about
Mm-hmm.
different things, and I had to, I would say, well, I don't see that, I don't see that, and then all of a sudden, bam, in my face. I called Marlene, such and such and
I was like, I'm sorry, friend, but I was like, I don't want to say I told you so, but
yeah,
Marlene, I already told you, Marlene. I don't say that word. I just do my little dance. I just do that. The kids
oh,
hate it. They hate
so
because I
so
said
now,
nothing. I just
right.
do the dance.
So now when Marlene mentions something about something, I really look at it. Or even if I mention something to her, she may take a better, look at it to
I
see.
I always say it's time to get out your what you call it, the detective, the magnifying glass, because there's some things that you can't see when you're inside of a
Right.
situation that somebody on the outside can see, and you're like, but I don't no, but I don't, and you be like, just trust me, investigate, and then when you do, you be like, well, dag
Yeah. So that's sometimes it makes good sense to me to have a good friend that don't mind saying what they see,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it'll help you to avoid stuff and hurt that you don't even have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm thankful and grateful for Marlene in my life, you know, because I'm not always on point. Sometimes I can say, oh yeah, this, yeah, now I'm not going that route. You know what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, I just can't see it for whatever reason that I cannot see it, but Marlene might. And if Marlene says something about it, even though I might say to her, oh, Marlene, I don't see that right now, or blah, blah, blah. But trust me, Marlene, I become going back looking at stuff. I'm like,
but
because I don't want to get caught up in no social media battle.
but that's the reason why it's so important to have really good friends, um just in general, have all different type of friendships, business friends,
Right,
all different kinds of friendships, so you can say, let me run this past you and you tell me what you think. So
right,
sometimes it takes people who are way outside that will give you a different perspective, and you may have
right.
heard 3 times the same thing, but it's how somebody, um how somebody says or explains certain things that you be like, yes, yeah, okay, yeah, and everybody's like, what? We didn't told you that, but some people, they can touch your mind in a certain way that you get things right away.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how come I have different business partners for levels of friendship, in my business, because I might have a problem with this, that, and I just call, well, what do you think about this? What do you, and then I might call another, I want to advertise this, and this is what I want to do. So yeah, I agree, Marlene. You have to have friends on different levels in your life so that can help you stay on the right track, and it can help you move or across hurdles that you don't even have to get caught up in.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
It's true.
It's hard to find. I ain't gonna lie.
it is.
Yeah,
Friends,
it's,
good
especially
friends
now.
It's
are
hard to
hard.
find. It's hard to find good relationships, good friendships. When you have somebody who is a good and loyal friend, I'm not a type of person that will be like, just listen to other people when they say, oh, this person does this, because especially if somebody just came into a friendship, I don't know if that person is jealous, they had a falling out with that person. I was like, okay, I'll take what you're saying, but I have to, I'm the type of person that I have to see things for myself. Even though
Mm-hmm.
people warn me, I have to see it for myself. I was like, okay, I hear you, but I need to see it. I'm sorry.
She needs to experience it for
I'm the
herself.
experience person. Yes, I must experience it first. But when I get that, I was like, I'd be like, grab my girl, do you know, girl?
He was right. No,
But
and
guys, for me, that's why I don't have that.
I
I
don't.
just, for me, I just don't want to be bothered with a lot of drama.
mm-hmm.
And if you got drama going on, your Geo probably gonna be gone on the other
Yeah.
side.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Head cross somewhere else. I tend to stick with the people that's on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, I stick with the people that supports me, and I don't hear nothing back, which I don't tell nothing to hear nothing back. You
Mhm.
know, if I tell something, it'll be like funny, or everybody else doing the same old thing too, or y'all just don't want to say it, but I'll come out and stuff like that. But I don't particularly talk about things that's hurtful in my life,
Mhm.
because people will get it and they will just turn
Throw
it upside down and make you feel worse than you already do.
or save it, hold on to it, and throw it in your face when you're at a low point.
Right.
Mm. And if you're gonna do that, if you want to talk about something that hurtful in your life, you guys have channels. You guys have your YouTube channels. Do it there. That way, this person
Oh
cannot use that
no,
against you.
not me. I
No,
ain't
no, what I mean is experiences in life to you. Like we're doing right now. We all have gone
Yeah.
through this. We're not naming anyone. We're not naming names. We're just saying things that certain people have done to us. Whether they get it who they are or not, it's on them. But we're talking about this issue. So if you're having, if has hurt you, you can talk, about it in your platform. That way these people cannot use that against you. But for me, I wanted to say this. I was out of the workplace. I semi-retired when my son got diagnosed with autism because I wanted to focus on him, the whole time. I will work from home, certain things from home, but I was out of the workplace when the pandemic hit. I had to go back, right, to help. But
Mhm.
oh my God, it's a different place.
Not the same
I
anymore.
no, it's not the same thing as when I was working back in the day, as they say.
Yeah.
It's a different jungle. It's so, oh my God, so
Different.
many people beefing, so many people betraying one another. There is no friendships. There is no um, helping each other at work. Everybody's always trying to sabotage one another. It's so different. Hi, is Dad.
Nice.
I had to come back to a place that of that I didn't recognize anymore, and I had to start moving. and learning how the ropes,
Mhm.
of friendships, relationships, and and all of that move. So I had to learn a lot of hard lessons, right? But
Yeah.
it was so shocking to me. That's where I learned that there's no such a thing as friends at work anymore.
Well, you know what, Nexie, I know it doesn't sound nice, but I'm just an honest person. I don't think that there are friends at work. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, because there's no loyalty, because everybody's going to try to save their own neck at the end of the day.
Yeah, I learned that this time. Like I said before, I worked for many, many years, and I had a lot of friends at work that were still friends in real life.
Mhm.
But there's no such thing now. There's no such thing as having loyal friends at work. You
Yeah.
can have acquaintances at work,
Yeah.
good acquaintances, but not not friends anymore.
Yeah, all the people that I know that are my friends from work, I found them way before the pandemic. I find that people that I met during the pandemic and after, they're a whole different type of animal. I was like you're weird. You're a strange person. Just I don't know. They're different now. They're different.
That's
Hmm.
COVID that messed with them. That's why.
And there, I going back to the going back to work, it's a whole different ball game. It was so different now. I didn't enjoy it, and as much as I thought I was going to. I mean, I love what I do, but the environment is not.
It's different.
Yeah, it is, Marlene. It's different.
Everybody out for themselves.
Thank you, Gio.
Selfish.
That's
That's what the problem is in the work day. When I left, they was out for themselves a little bit. But now let my daughter tell me the things that happen at her job. I'm
mm-hmm.
like, Cicely, you need to have your own business. Get up out of there.
Yep.
Before you been and went to jail, honey.
That's it.
You know,
Honestly, that's the only thing that works now. I'm sorry, but only thing that works now is working for yourself because these people are cut the rope. But
yeah.
anyhow, ladies, it's been a wonderful discussion. Final thoughts, Miss Gio.
Just don't burn bridges. And if someone tells you something that's really, really personal, don't go put it out on social media or be mad because they broke up with you. You need to look at yourself and find out why they broke up with you and then get better instead of trying to put it all on them.
Yeah,
That's it.
well said, Miss Nexie.
um don't burn bridges, whether it's in a relationship, an intimate relationship, a friendship, or at work, because you never know in the future who you will need, who's going to be there for you, or who's going to um, come back to your life one way or another. So you have to be careful. Don't do to others what you would want to be done to you. That's all I can say.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. And my final thoughts, you know, when we talk about burning bridges, I think it's so important for us to not only respect the person that we're with, but to respect ourselves. Self-respect, self-awareness, self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence is so important for our own well-being. And if you find somebody in the dating and they are not respectful of you, they don't respect your boundaries, they don't care about how you feel, they're not willing to work on themselves, they have
That's
no
it.
commitment to the relationship, no loyalty, it's time for you to burn that bridge and either walk away, block them, or whatever, so that you can find the right person who will respect you. So
Amen.
yes. So thank you, ladies, for coming up on the panel. I really appreciate it.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you for having us, Marlene.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you
Bye.
for coming.
I'll see you guys in the after show.
Yes, you will.
And to everybody who tuned in here live or in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section. And if you have not left a thumbs up on the way in, leave a thumbs up on the way out. And as I always say over here on Marlene Motivates, just know it, just breathe it and be it and live your best life. Bye, everybody.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you?